Friends, in the previous slide, we discussed on the transitive verbs. Now, we are talking about intransitive verbs. What do you mean by intransitive verbs or a verb? A verb that doesn't need any object to complete itself is called an intransitive verb. In other words, intransitive verbs do not act upon anything. They may be followed by an adjective, adverb, preposition, or another part of speech. Therefore, we can say that they don't carry an object with them, just it simply expresses an action or tells something about the subject. So, in the following examples, all the verbs stand for intransitive verb. For example, birds flew away. Melinda sang softly. Katrina studies hard. I wake up at 6 o'clock or am. In the sentences, underlined verbs stand for intransitive verbs. Then there are finite verbs, another part of the verb. Finite verbs are the actual verbs which are called the roots of sentences. It is a form of a verb that is performed by or refers to a subject and uses one of the 12 forms of tense and changes according to the number, person of the subject. So, these verbs are used or change their attitude as well as form in the all these 12 subparts of the tenses. For example, Robert plays hockey. In this sentence, plays is a verb in simple present tense, acts as the finite verb. Then verbs appear in almost all sentences. For example, he is one of the best players. In this sentence, in origin, is an auxiliary verb, but in this sentence, that auxiliary verb acts as the principal verb. And actually, it is also functions as link verb to the subject and remaining part of the sentence. In the same manner, I am in the blues. Actually, am is an auxiliary verb, but here acts as the principal verb. Then, there are non-finite verbs. What are the non-finite verbs? Non-finite verbs are not actual verbs. They do not work as verbs in the sentence, rather they work as nouns, adjectives, adverbs, etc. The forms of non-finite verbs are infinitive, gerund, and participle. So, for example, in the following sentences, we will come to know that actually what are the non-finite verbs. For example, Alex went abroad to play. The sentence ends with infinitive, to play. Next sentence, playing cricket is the only job. The sentence begins with present participle form of verb, that is playing, acts as that adjective of that is the subject. Then I have a broken bat. In this sentence, broken, this word is a past participle. Then walking is a good habit. It is the form of verb, non-finite verb stands for gerund, and walking is a present participle, stands for subject. Then further form of the verbs, dynamic verbs. What is meant by dynamic? Dynamic means changing. Dynamic verb is a type of verb that shows whether the demonstration still continue or will continue in the future. Actually, there is a possibility, not certainty. So, dynamic verbs denote an actual action or expression or process done by the subject. For example, Elisa is having lunch with her boyfriend at the moment. So, having this auxiliary verb actually is then follows having the present participle, means the situation takes place in continuous present tense. So, at particular time, she is taking, that is lunch. So, having is a dynamic verb. Then, she buys new clothes every week. So, actually, buys is dynamic verb. Then, he is swimming at the beach. Means you know that particularly at present, she is swimming, actually, he is swimming at the beach. Most probably, there will be change or take place change in the place. Next sentence, he is singing at the party. That means singing is a dynamic verb. Then strative verbs. Strative means the verbs which are not dynamic, that is called as strative. Strative verbs tell us about the state of mind of the subject or the relation between the subject and the object. For example, she prepares strawberry jam. In this sentence, prepare stands for strative verb. Then the cupboard requires a new coat of paint. So requires here stands for the strative verb. That means the cupboard has become an old or dirty. Next, I think tea is better than coffee. It may be a suggestion. So it is a strative verb. Would you mind if I sit here? So mind is a strative verb. Then there are regular verbs. A verb that's a past, that is second form of verb, and past participle, that means third part of form of verb, is made by adding d or ed, is called as regular verbs. That means the part of the verb is very much important one in the grammar. For example, she talked his friend on telephone last night. So, original verb is talk and added suffix ed to the talk in order to form a regular verb. So, here you know that here is information of the subject and the other, that is information, is linked by the word talk. Next sentence, Yogesh laughed at the beggar. Laughed is a regular verb. In the next sentence, she hated her enemy often. Hated is a regular verb, whereas you already learned verbs? In this sentence, learned is a regular verb. Then what are the irregular verbs? Irregular verbs means its form doesn't follow the regular pattern. That's why it's called irregular verb. For example, we will go there on time. In this sentence, go is an irregular verb, whereas in the other sentence, they went to the party last night. Went is an irregular verb. That is because it is a past participle. Actually, go is not a irregular verb, but went is an irregular verb. In the next sentences, my sister has gone to London. Gone is irregular verb. Let me make some coffee. It is not actually, you know that, a regular verb, but then she made coffee for me. Made is an irregular verb. Then there are some other part of verbs, that is auxiliary verbs. What do you mean by auxiliary verbs? Actually, auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. They are used with full verbs to give other information, action and states. And a helping verb is a verb that helps the main verb show action or make a statement. For example, Susi will go to the store. In this sentence, will is helping verb and go is action verb. In the other sentences, I am eating my lunch. Actually, am is a helping verb and eating is an action verb. Then, Ed has taken the test. Has is a helping verb and taken is an action verb. Then, we were talking. Where is an helping verb is a talking is an action verb. It can also help to show present, past and future tense.